Real Talk and Tea on Tootbox Media, hashtag small talk done. With myself, Katie Golden.
And I'm Smash Entertains, and today we're going to be covering the topics. Why is it difficult for Birmingham artists to break through in the scene? Is London controlling the rap and drill music scene? Have the Birmingham crowd been rooting for their Birmingham artists? Are the Birmingham artists being consistent with their craft? And we should be sharing these topics with the likes of Silvers and Artical.
Do you want to start with just like talking about what you used to get up to, and just so everyone knows a little bit about you?
He's a Power Ranger on the side.
Jason in his videos, he's jumping over a car, he's jumping over a building, he's jumping over something. But I'll let you tell him the rest. Go on.
I'm going to bust this juice here.
Yeah, go on.
So
let me be the good host, man.
Yeah, thank you. I was waiting for it, you know, bro.
Don't judge me. Did you feel him say he was waiting for that?
Alright, Bob, so my name's Article. I'm from Birmingham, obviously. Background artist, producer in my own right. Recently ventured into doing more different things around the city, like set up a studio. We run a music college. We've got a shop called the MBC, which is Music, Branding and Culture, and just kind of just using my platform to just direct eyes onto Birmingham talent and culture and what we're doing right now. And yeah, man, between that we've been doing a couple of different projects this year. We do tours, we did our first festival in our studio this weekend just gone. But yeah, man, that's me, man, just different musical hustle. YG, thanks, yeah.
He's doing the water beat. Yeah. I'm Sovereign, yeah. Bro, I'm artist or trying to be, you know. I've been doing music for years still, to be fair, but I've only been taking it serious about a year and a half now. Coming up to 2 years. I've done 2 little shows, two radio plays, just working on a few videos and that, you get me? Trying to get my name out there. I've been getting some good feedback off the people, you get me? And I'm going to be working with a lot of people, you get me? Not just singled out people, you get me? I'm going to work with any and anybody, you get me? That's what it is.
I just say, I've been hearing the name, bro, you get me? I'm in the streets, I've been hearing the name, fam, you get me? Just me today, you get me?
And the maddest thing is, all the years I've known you, I didn't know you did rapping. So when you did it now, I'm like, yeah, man, lovely, I love that. I love supporting the people that I know personally as well, you know what I mean? But yeah, okay, so being Birmingham artists, how do you feel it is as Birmingham artists getting into the scene or being a part of it?
It's definitely hard, isn't it? You're kind of on your ones, isn't it? You're on your ones, isn't it? As real as it gets, isn't it? That's what it is, basically. I don't think there's enough support. Like,
when you say support, like what would you class as support?
Even just motivation, and there's not even enough people bigging up each other, you get me? Even down to like a, I don't know how can I put it, then people are scared to repost other people. You get what I'm saying? You know, alright, and say, boom. You know, when you're watching certain London rappers, and say 2 men have got something coming out, Donnie's gonna repost it. I'm reposting the same thing. You see over here, I'm reposting it. No one's reposting it. You get me? People are scared to. If I repost Donnie, what's my man gonna say? It's too much people are watching. You get me?
I think it's a deeper. It's a deeper thing. Like I think, like there's the Birmingham scene and then there's the Birmingham industry, and I think they're 2 different things. And I think Birmingham's got a banging scene, and there's always had a banging scene. We've always had the best creatives. We've always made the most noise. We've always led like that. But I think the industry is a totally different thing, and it's almost non-existent in the sense of an industry. So it's hard for people to support certain when. I think we have to drive the economy into place before people want to support things, because right now it's scarce, it's a barren place, it's almost like there's one food. Like, I had a friend described, so now you look, like it's a sick thing, I was talking about it about 2 days ago, innit? About what? About the Birmingham scene, look at the scene in the industry. And our friend was saying like the way our artists look at it, it's like a dog fight. Like there's one food and it's a dog fight. And after you had the dog fight, and you're mashed up and you're missing an ear and rare. You don't even want to eat the food, you get me? Because it's just a one food, you know what I mean, that's there where it'd be better to link up. You know what I mean?
There's not enough link ups.
So what do you think the industry like directly needs? Do you think we need our own Birmingham link up TV or our own specific platform? Because people have tried to do that, but it hasn't worked out as much as what it should have?
I think I'm gone.
Go on, man. That'd be a bit weird.
I think, in my personal opinion, I know you two want to answer, but I've also, you know what I mean, people may know me for a bit of the music, you know, so I'm familiar with the music scene. What I put it down to, I'd say, it's not so much people are scared, and not so much the case of there being one piece of food. I think it's the fact that no one knows how to create more plates. You know what I mean? Because I can speak from the comedy aspect. I'm in a world where there's not a lot of comedians in Birmingham as it is. So I've entered a scene where I'm eating. You know what I mean? Everyone knows me. Everyone's like, because I'm one of few comedians in Brum. You know what I mean? You got on the active comedy circuit. You got Rem Conway. You've got Sideman all day. Darren Harriet, you know what I mean? And I remember him from way back as well. Now he's
from my ends. He's like,
so there's realistically there's only a handful. Whereas the music scene now, there's so many artists, and the thing is, there's a lot of creativity. If someone knew how to create more than one, like boom, 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 everyone could eat in different areas. It's just knowing how to be more diverse. Because when you go to one event, you don't want to see the artists that you're going to see next week or that you've seen last week as well.
People are I agree with you. People are eating. We've got I think for the first time since ever, we've got Birmingham grown superstars that actually make money and generate an economy within themselves. But it's where the money's being able to be spent. Like a lot of these artists can't flex in their own city like that. You get me? We don't we lift these people up and we rate them and we see them, and I see man on road in like different countries or different cities, but when I'm walking about in the place, it's very rare that we get to see our own artists and heroes like in the streets, in a club. When we go, like I've lived in London, I've lived in Brum. When I'm in London, same way like what you're saying, artists, I can turn up at an event, a man are drinking liquor in it, man are buy a bottle, man can flex in a place, man are out there, they got their jewelry on. You can pull up in a rented car, you can flip it, you can inspire in a different way. It's a bit more show business. You get me? Where around here, I think our culture's so real that show business is non-existent. You get me? Like if you're that guy, you can't move like that. You can't just be at it. That I think like it's a mindset of the past almost because of our history of where we've come from. But I think where we're at now, the assets that we have, we can be a lot more. We can be a lot more public and a lot more visual with who we are, and we can say that he's a rapper, that man's the actor, that girl's this. You know what I mean? When you're living in London, you feel inspired like that because you look open, your Trevor McDonald's over there, so-and-so's there, so you feel like it's real.
More of it around,
you know what I mean? It's a real thing to aspire to. Where I think as artists in Birmingham, like in reality, unless the measure of success is almost getting out of the city, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think though that if we saw these like artists just chilling around, then people wouldn't take them as serious and won't put them on a pedestal? Do you know what I mean? Like if you saw a rapper all the time, do you think you'd just be like, oh, it's just that guy? I always see him.
Nah, not at all. I think it's important to be able to see the people that we say. Like if you're not like. A lot of my music gets released in Jamaica, you get me? Like, and I've been blessed like operating a space. Like, you see, if you're an artist and like we're like buying your music, you have to be visual in the community in a certain way to justify me spending my money on you, innit? Do you know the way they like that? Where I think the culture's kind of reached such a level where now it's like we're always asking the audience what can they do for us in opposed to what we're doing for the audience. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't stand up in a video and talk about how rich and successful I am and boom 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 and I'm gonna take your gal and rare all this. Like people don't want to support that, and I've in a visual way anyway. Do you know what I mean? People don't want to. You might want to view it on YouTube and look at it and have an opinion, but you might not want to take your money out and pay for that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not really that thing. So I think it's about us being more visual in public and connecting with the audiences that we're trying to sell stuff to.
Would you say like you see like certain angles that artists are coming from? Do you think that may affect them being able to do that? For example, 100%. You've got like Letitia Gordon, amazing singer. Anyone who knows her music's amazing. But then you've got certain rappers who are more like on the gang thing. You know what I mean? They would be able to showcase himself the same way Letitia Gordon would, you know what I mean? 100%. So I think the message that you portray in your music and how you carry yourself plays a very big part in being able to follow through with being seen in public. Like myself, being a comedian, I can go anywhere and I get love, like, because you know what I mean. Everyone laughs like, yo,
100%.
you know what I mean.
100%.
Whereas if I'm on a tug thing, there's a tug in there, like, let me go check if it's really as bad as it says. You know what I mean?
All right, we did Bass Festival. I was one of the curators of Bass Festival this year. One of the ideas that we came up with, we did a mural, which was one of the reasons. I think people are like inviting me to do a lot of different things in the city at the moment and talk on different stuff. And this mural painted, the original idea was to paint 30 black faces of the future on a wall in a space where they necessarily wouldn't get celebrated. And then when we did this mural, like, it was really good. It kicked off a lot of conversation where there was a lot of people really vocal about who should have been on there, who wasn't on there, who was represented. Who was?
I don't like to rush.
No, hang on, remember.
I like to rush. No.
I'm not on the wall, you know, fam. That's my biggest disclaimer, you know.
Me and you soon come.
I said I'm gonna make another wall called Old Crusties, and we're all gonna be on there. You get me?
Why the Old Crusties?
I'm not gonna be vexed at that. But in reality, you know what seriously what you're saying on the subject you're saying there. There's people who represent our scene and our culture, who I wanted on that wall. Yeah.
I saw Lady Sanity on there.
Sanity's on there.
Love her.
Of course, now there's mad people on there. There's mad different people on there, and I try to put people on there that might not necessarily have been celebrated yet as well. Even though they're doing big things, but even in what you're saying about gang culture and where people are related, I'm like arguing with people to say why these people should be put onto the wall because of their creative and entrepreneurial achievements. But the gang thing overshadowed when you put these people's name into the internet to someone that doesn't understand the culture, that we know the context of it, all they see is just negative press, negative press, negative press, negative press. And I think I totally understand why somebody who runs a business wouldn't want that on their wall if that's what it's attached to. But I think we also have to look at the way how our Birmingham press institutions deal with our young artists and young entrepreneurs, because the press that I do see, I find it very imbalanced into what the realities of a lot of the situation is, i.e. Birmingham Post and certain spaces like that. It's very negative. I very rarely see them post anything. Example, One Extra Life the other day, misinformation. They nearly kicked off another flipping gang war. They had the potential to, do you know what I mean, with the misinformation that they're putting out there. And I think there's so much factors that come into the way our artists are being represented that I think we have to be a lot more vocal about how we're being represented in the media, because I would have loved to have been able to put so much more people on that wall due to the culture of how that is, like politics, man. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what's hindering us connecting the way we should be.
Very true.
Yeah, and we've spoke quite a bit about what Birmingham don't have, but do you think that our artists that we do have, do you think they're consistent enough anyway compared to other cities like London? Do you think that's why London's kind of having the whole scene at the moment?
I think they are.
How do you're the audience, isn't it?
You know what? I think Birmingham has some sick artists, but I think for me, what I see a lot of people doing within Brum is that they're kind of copying what London does already, thinking that it's going to sound like. I know a few trust me, I know a couple of artists, and they've come to me and they've said to me, oh, what will make you want to play my music? What will make, I've got this, it sounds like this, but I'm saying to them, but if it sounds like this, then why would I want to play it when I'm already playing that one?
But you might as well use a London format because it's hard to eat here.
I
disagree, and you wanna know why I disagree? Because I know you and I know your music. I don't hear that anywhere else. I know you, I know your music. I don't hear that anywhere else. You got MDR Tiller. You know what I mean? I've not heard a London artist like him. You know what I mean? The list goes on. There's loads. Big Yogo.
There'd be a different kind of ways to go about it.
So, alright, watch this thing. You see the names you mentioned?
Go on.
We did a thing this year called Pull Up Tour.
Oh, I know, bro.
Come on, fam. We did the Pull Up Tour, right? Yeah. And exactly what you were saying was the purpose of that. Yeah. I'm trying to go into spaces right now and talk to these because Birmingham's developing in a certain way, politically, socially, economically. There's new audiences coming into the space. All sorts of different things are happening, which means that there's room for us to capitalize and do business.
Yeah.
And a lot of different rooms I get brought into to have conversations that talk about the future of the space and boom, boom, boom. And I try and ride for my culture in where I stand and what I represent. And there's so many people that you named a couple of the names there, Yogo and it's not even just black people, sucks, different people that do things in the community that kind of keep the structure of the community going. They're more than just rappers and artists. Yeah. So I said I wanted to do a tour that highlighted those people specifically, and we're not going to go to every city, we're going to go to Redditch, Warsaw, Coventry, like go into people's communities where the people are actually listening to the music. Now, the maddest thing is, like, these people, if you look at their numbers online, they're doing numbers like American artists, like Spotify numbers and video views and boom, 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 all these different things. But I'm looking at it saying, how are we not connecting with our local audience and turning that into a crowd of people that should be coming out there to support these people on a daily basis? It's like people are almost, it's like in Birmingham, it's like people that don't come out their house again.
You know,
like that.
You know what I think that probably is? Which I've had on a lot of occasions. I remember I do comedy shows. I've had people say, nah, I ain't coming to that show, car. This, that, the other might be doing. Sometimes it's not even an artist, you know. It's people in their own lives.
100%.
Their own
100%.
Their own little mix-ups, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I ain't trying to be seen by everybody. Because obviously whatever slackness the ground.
Because it's real, because it's a real place, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
That's what makes the art so dope, innit? Like,
of course.
It's a real place.
But again, with that's nothing to do with the artist. You know what I mean? So people, I don't think it's a case of people not always supporting artists, because again, me as an individual that will come out and support, that's my choice, because that's my, you know what I mean?
I know a rapper said something to me the other day, and it was so profound, and I said it as a joke thing. And, you know, I won't even, I'd love to give the quote, but I won't give the quote if you said it. But the time someone said, do you know where you never get into a fight with your ups? I said, where? He said, when you walk into the jewelry shop, because you're both spending money and you both know what it is, and you're both looking at each other and you think like, and I think that's the concept of like what Birmingham needs to kind of reach right now, is like, there's an economy here, innit? Like, I get it, we come from dark times, we know what it was. It's time to change up the thing, like, with it, like, even the history of the place, we're the second city here, but we're not the second city because of our booming culture and West End and flipping place. It's an industrial place, and it's because, like, it's rough. You go down Digbeth, you go down, it's all abandoned warehouses and things that used to just be, it's a working man's place, you get me? And I think, like, in the emerging times now, with it not being that now, we have to change our culture into adapting into what it is that's actually making the place popping, which it is culture, it's music, it's art, it's vibes, it's flipping, people travel, you know what I mean? Like, people emulate the accent. I remember 10 years ago, a Birmingham accent was something that people used to mock. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now I go to London, my London people
yeah.
ring me, they all talk to me in a Birmingham accent. And I'm like, nah, you take it, because, you know what I mean? Like, that's a casual thing now, you know what I mean? So we have to capitalise, man, or we'll fall behind.
I think that one of the big issues with Birmingham artists, I think they just generally need to be a little bit more educated on actual music management and how things work, because I see a lot of artists that they put out a lot of music, but they don't have a structure to why they're releasing this music at that point, why they're doing this. For example, if you're going to drop a song in December, really it's not going to chart because of everyone else is throwing out Christmas number ones and just little things like that. It's little things like that's what we miss out on in Birmingham. And in London there's so many like events and free places that you can learn that stuff, and I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have in this city, is that people aren't educated. You gotta want to educate yourself though. If you're in any hustle, if you're in any hustle, you're selling anything at any time, the first advice that I'd give that person is read the manual, innit? Yeah. No, like, and if you're not reading the manual, then you can't be like, you can't complain. So many people are like, they get it's bad, yeah, like enough people you chat to them and they're like, so like you're a rapper, whichever, and you're like, so what do you want to do? And a man will be like, yo, I want to set up a record label. Yeah. And I look at man crazy and I'm like, blood, do you know how hard it is to run a record? Do you know how hard it is to pay people's wages? Do you know how hard it is to aggregate music? Yeah. Do you know how hard it is to go out there and be like, the actual grind is it's so different to what we like receive on the internet, and the tip of the iceberg that we see that's underneath it. And I think, like what you said, we need more managers, we need more PR people, we need more agents, we need more promoters. People need to learn how to do that themselves. So for example, like things like radio plugin, it's so expensive, and all you're doing is paying one person to send your music out to everyone. And I always say to artists, but why can't you do it yourself? Everyone's email is on their Instagram or on their Twitter, and you could do it yourself. But I do think that some people are a little bit too lazy. I think that's what the biggest problem is, and it's not just directly here in Brock. You can't do it yourself, man. But why can't you? I don't think it. All right, you've known how long I've done music. Like where I've got to do music now as an artist, like I can't.
I make more money in music doing other things than putting out music. And I think it's become such a rat race now because of like paying for plays and friendship stuff and you know this guy, so you're gonna end up on this chart or whichever thing is like that. That to me, it seems weird, and I got no fans that are kind of like, why do you do it like this? Why do you do it like that? It sounds like an excuse, but it just looks like a rat race to me, innit? It just looks weird. Like man, look like you look like slaves, innit? Like you're on some treadmill trying to like kiss man's ass, and whichever way it is like that. Where I think there's so many different ways that you can make money in music now, merchandise, touring, flipping, like white, like all this different music that's coming out now. Like where's Tempest gone? Where's Hard to Find Records? Where's the actual places that actually retail it? Like there's so many ways to make music that you kind of don't have to be on that thing. When I watch an artist just boom, 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 thing like that. For me personally, it just feels like the music that I grew up listening to, you would spend a year living before you dropped an album. Like you didn't have to drop a mixtape every flipping 3 months to stay relevant and stay in people's ear. And I get it because there's just a mass of music now, and there's no reason for you to listen to anyone's music. But I
don't think you have to release mixtape after mixtape. This is the problem. People think you have to do that, but if you have a single and it's a hard single, you need to push it and just let it go for 8. And that's the thing. You don't need to. If someone has mixtape after mixtape, that's long for me to listen to. I'm not going to listen to every single one. If you have a sick single and you're like really pushing it to me, I'm going to listen to it and be like, do you know what? Yeah, this is sick.
What's the last hard single that you heard?
The hardest one that I heard.
Most recently.
Most recent. Let me think. Do you know what one I actually think is a banger?
Go on.
Miss Steph London. Do you know, and it's got like an Indian sound to it. And it's only because it's different. And I wasn't expecting it.
Let's say it from an artist that isn't as established as Mist.
Isn't as established. Okay, cool. George Glide, he's an artist, and at the moment he's on like a next R&B but rap vibe, but he's an up and coming artist. And I said to him, how is your song so perfected? Because I hear loads of up and coming music, and even though the song's sick, the quality isn't as good, but I'm still like, you know what, I'm still going to play it because I get that you haven't got the funds to make it sound as smooth as other people, but I'm still going to play it. I was like, dude, how do you do it? It's just like I
big up you, but most radio DJs don't come at music like that no more.
I get that they don't, but if you actually make the effort to... Some people, they just send me a song, they don't even say hello, nothing, they just send the song over to me, a YouTube link, like say I'm going to download the YouTube link, delete the whole thing. And I say to them, I say, look, you've DM'd me, I know nothing about you, you haven't said hello, you sent me a YouTube link that I can't even play because it's dirty as hell. Like, but if you take the time to say hello, this is my name, this is where I come from, I'm an up and coming artist, here's a clean version of my track, I'm going to play it, unless it's crap.
That's the bit that bosses out my brain, you know. To do that to about 20 different people. Is that, like, that's me personally, and but even copying, it's not sincere.
I know.
We can all open a message and know when a message is not sincere, you know.
Just, obviously, I
wouldn't say you can just look at it and be like, that's copy. Like,
I've done the copy and paste.
I struggle with it personally. Now, some people are fire at it, you get me, and I
personalise
if you're good at it and you've got good music, cut and go through.
Yeah, but
you get me, like, it's
just
more power to you.
Write a decent email and just copy and paste that, and you're just changing who it's going to, and that's it. Like, DJs do it. Do you think not all DJs just get booking after booking? No, you have to go to venues and copy and paste and say, this is my latest mix, I want you to book me. There you go.
But that comes down to the manager and the support.
And on top of that as well, you have to bear in mind as well, an artist can be good or great. They could have the best wordplay and everything, but if they've got 200 followers and this artist has got 90,000.
Nah, do you know what? I did used to think that, but if an artist has, this is what I found anyway, if an artist comes on and they've got a bag of followers and they come in and do an interview with them, they won't share it. They won't share it. They'll post a flyer, maybe on their story, but they probably won't tweet it. They won't put it on their main feed. If I have an up and coming artist come on my show, all of their friends are reposting it. Everyone's reposting it. It's plastered all over their feed. So do you know what? Even if it's just 900 followers or 200 followers, at least I know them 200 followers are actually engaged.
You know what's mad? You see when it comes to this numbers game, mate. This is like, just because someone's looking at your shit, it doesn't mean that they like you. Like, and this is the deepest thing, innit? Like the majority of stuff that runs up the most numbers, it's not because people like it. It's because you're ridiculing it. There's something funny. There's some viral moment. But we take that as like. The baddest business example that I seen for 2019 for me personally again was like Supreme clothing. I think there's something special about not being able to get what you want instantly in an instant world. right now.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 1,000 fans, there's 1,000 people that I can sell a high quality product to over and over again that nobody is that they're buying, you get me, and keep on like innovating that product and making it better and tuning it, than having 1 million people that are just consuming it for free constantly. It's like, it's bait for nothing. Like, that's like, I'm not saying people do get to monetize that, and like much, like, it's different routes and it's different strokes and different folks and what they're doing, but I just think like there's a way how, like, even if you've got a small audience, there's a way how to monetize your small audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not always about numbers, and I think the numbers game is what's kind of sucked the soul out of it.
And the thing is, it has done that. The industry's made it seem like if you've got a good enough amount of followers, we're picking you. Like, there's some like people that do sketches, I ain't gonna say no names, but they're not great. You know what I mean? Like, people have come to me, oh, you're way funnier than that. But the way I look at that is, when people tell me that, is, you know what, whether you think I'm funny or not, it's a matter of preference and opinion. You know what I mean? Because obviously the followers that they've got think they're funny, or it's just a case of their stuff has managed to get out to that following.
Yeah, bro.
Now, if I'm gonna stand there and say I'm better than anyone, that's me being arrogant. You know what I mean? I need to prove that. It doesn't mean that the numbers that I get means I'm better than anyone. It just means what I'm delivering is, it just has to be the best quality. And again, even though some people have got the most followers.
How many Lamborghinis a year does Lamborghini make? Probably way less than Volkswagen. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's about quality in it. Like, you can only make so much quality in a space of time if you're really gonna refine something, can it?
Nah, I fully agree.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just.
But again, with the way the industry works, not even so much the industry, it's just, I'd say that just a social media platform, because that's an industry within itself. You know what I mean? You got the industry that's organic, people communicating this, that, the other. Then you've got that numbers industry. A lot of investors, promoters, even people that, for whatever, you know, they're focusing more on who's going to get the people there, or who's going to get the people's attention. And even again, in regards to what you said, the people who have got the lower following that go onto your radio show that are going to retweet and share, to them, they're seeing them being on your radio station as an opportunity. You know what I mean? Whereas the people who have got already done X, Y, Z, they're going to look at it as just another interview. You know what I mean? So it's a different mindset.
And it's sick if you do get the numbers as well. Like, if you do, like, obviously every artist's dream is to get seen and get their art out to as many people as, so that's not what I'm, you know what I mean? So I say again, big up yourself. If you are playing artists that ain't got any, because you like the music, you're contributing to those people playing the music that is.
Don't gas me.
If you weren't so far, come and hug it.
Yeah, sure.
But okay, on to the next question now. Why do you think it is, or do you think London do control the rap and drill scene?
Do you know how much of the GDP London make for this country, just generally? Never mind music.
I don't know what GDP is.
Like, just the amount of money that's generated in the, like, London's, like, everybody's in, like, it's down to demographics. It's not just, it's culture, but it's down to demographics as well, isn't it? Like, there's people to consume that art over there. You get me? There's more people.
And over here as well.
Like, it's like London. There's epicenters in the world. It's like London, Tokyo, Paris, New York, them kind of places. Where creatives go and try and live the dream and do their thing like that. But I think if we want to compete with it, we got to be like industry, we got to have a reason why A&Rs should be coming to Birmingham. We shouldn't be getting on the train and going to London no more to sit down in their offices to go and take pictures.
You know what? They've been doing that.
They have no, that's what they have.
They have, like, they know as well. You see, the people, a lot of people, pioneers in London, they know. I've seen them come down and think, they're gonna do something. For example, the Lord of the Mics thing that was the other day. They know that they got a bag of hungry MCs and rappers in Birmingham that are gonna turn up. They don't need to get paid. There's, all you need to know is you're gonna get filmed and you're gonna be on the page. And to them, that's, I need to be there. You know what I mean? So they're aware that we're here. It's a no-brainer. But at the same time, I'm not saying that they're definitely doing it. What I reckon that they're doing is they're basically saying, we still need Birmingham to want it. We don't want them to know that we need them. You know what I mean? We need them to want it so that we can go there and get them all in numbers and make all of their best come out and deliver for free. You know what I mean? And for nothing. All you're gonna do is get put on this site. Are we gonna follow through? Is it gonna be aftercare? Is it gonna be support after. We're gonna sign you. We're gonna say, yo, we're gonna set up something in Brum. Like,
Brum scene's booming, you know. Brum scene's booming, and it's gonna boom either way. It's just one of the two ways it's gonna work out. Because I don't think there's no negative outcome in there. There's no it not popping off. Yeah. I think the one way is we clock what's going on right now, and between people that ain't the artists, start to invest from grassroots in artists. Like how all the labels doing is giving you a budget attached to something that they believe can actually make money. Do you know what I mean? It's like a bank loan. It's exactly the same. It's like having any kind of business. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think there's so many professionals in the city. There's people that have got capital that should be looking into these artists, and the people that are going there flying this flag and saying, yo, I'm actually going to put this amount of money towards this. We know that works. Like, even when I was looking at that Birmingham, like, you know, the Mike Skinner one, that come out, you know what I mean? You look at artists like Mist, and Mist is saying, yo, I look like £1 million, and when these American artists look at me, they think I look like £1 million in it. That's investment in a brand, that's investment in an artist. We know that when you do invest in an artist from the city, it works. Do you know what I mean? And even if we're talking about progression away from this gang thing and boom, 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 like, yeah, man, it's a situation, but we have to give people other ways and means of how to do it then. And I think, again, we're in a space right now where you can find a young superstar, literally now. Do you know what I mean? And you can get them at that age where they're still ready to, you know what I mean? They're still connected to that big world where you can do big numbers because people want to link them from school and college, and they're in that time there like that where it's popping. And you can invest in them, and that person could be tomorrow's Lotto Boys or Mist or whichever one it is like that. But until we, and when I say we, I do mean from like the black community, you know what I mean, like specifically, not just the black community, but that's my standpoint. You know what I mean? Until we can invest in our youth that we're seeing coming up, then like I watch them drill videos and that, and I just think it's just grime again, isn't it? We're missing the trick again. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're saying it's all this problem and this and that, but we're just missing the trick again.
Of course. And you know, like in regards to like me and you, we've seen the scene for a minute. You as an artist being in the scene for what you say, a year and a half. Like, what's your experience in regards to being a Birmingham artist in comparison to London artists? Have you ever felt the need, like, yo, will I have to go to London? Have you ever felt any? Nah,
you know, I felt the need that I need to go to London because, as you said, there is bare artists down there. You get me? I think my experience in the year and a half so far has been kind of good, and personally, I really do think that, you get me?
Yeah. And you know what? You've actually done I've seen you do some things that have been very, very creative that I haven't seen other people do, like the Sovellini challenge, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there's a whole heap of Birmingham artists.
That's what I'm saying, a lot of people are like, these little things motivate me, you get me, that shows me that I'm doing something good.
It's big, because I've seen it, and
there was Sovellini challenge. People was like,
I won't sit down and watch a lot of videos, you know, but I actually sat down, he did one too, and I was going through them, so that creativity within itself, so it's a case of like, what more can we look forward to? I know you got more in store instead of jumping off cars all the time.
I stunt in every video is what I'm saying.
You done a stunt
in every one of them, so there's like something different, you get me?
If everyone goes and watches his videos, beg just make sure you have, just relax. Every time I watch a video, I feel like you hurt yourself, like, it's that, man, you gotta hurt yourself.
I'm trying to do different things, you get me? I'm like that anyway, I'm bubbly and you get me?
Bouncy, I'd use the word bouncy.
Do you think that you have to put like your music on platforms that help you get more views, like Link Up?
Yeah, because they got a wider following in it. So
it's just like advertising, isn't it? Like,
it's a big advertisement when you check it out.
What I understand about music now, like when you used to like Link Up TV and everything like that. See, back in the day when you're watching TV, you see adverts. You're just looking at it as that gap in between your TV show, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you know what? Now, Link Up's, it's lit, but my problem with it now is that before, you'd have like a massive tune, like a massive one, and then you'll have less known artists kind of sandwiched in between it. But now, because everyone's putting their music on Link Up, it takes so long to actually find a good song, because it's just all average, and then you'll have a really good one.
It's making money, that's why.
Every
one of them keeping the lights on.
And all three of you come to me and say, yo, what my tune? Money. Or you choose to go like that.
I'm going through that and I'm just like, okay, this is good, and I'm like, really? When I used to first ever go on Link Up, it would be to find good music.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, song after song, it's lit. But now I'm just like, yeah.
But again,
alright.
it's back to, remember the initial statement that I made, them being in London and thinking, let's see what go on over here, because they've done everything over here. So Link Up now, whoever's got music, come send me. They've got nothing else to prove. And Link Up, their Link Up artists are still paying their money to put their music on Link Up. So it's one of them ones where artists who are just okay from when they got the money, yeah man, you can go and Link Up. There even artists that are great, they're just looking at it as an old platform, have a following that haven't seen their music. So it's not the artist's fault, it's not Link Up's fault, it's
not
just
the artist's fault.
the way it is, you know what I mean? Link Up can't say, no, your music's not good enough, so we're not going to take
you know
your
what?
money.
No, platforms they did do that before, and some still do.
They could be picky.
Some still do. I get that now. They don't have to be picky. Yeah, but GRM Daily, like they're picky boy, like they
wait a couple months to go on GRM.
They're a lot more picky. So it's like quality over quantity.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Because they're probably looking at like, okay, we've got a reputation to uphold. We are who we are, kind of thing. So we can't just allow any kind of music on here. So they have to be picky because they've got a brand to protect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So would you put your music on like Birmingham platforms instead of Link Up, or are you like, nah, Link Up GRM because of everyone knows them?
No, I'll put it on Brum ones, definitely. I've done a freestyle on Tootbox Media, Mike Masters.
Yeah.
You know, you get me, that's a Brum thing.
But a freestyle and like a whole like an actual song or a single, would you say, okay, do you know what, I'm going to put it on a Birmingham platform instead?
Yeah, because that's the only way that Brum's going to rise then, innit? You get me? It's not just going to happen overnight. So in order for a Brum channel to even get up there, you have to be thinking of putting it on a Brum channel. Don't just think, boom, Link Up, Grind Daily or whatever else, P11 or P11 was kind of Brum, but the branch everywhere as well, you get me?
In my honest opinion, I believe any artist, not just Birmingham artists, but any artist shouldn't really segregate himself to just a city anyway, because if that was the case, Beyonce wouldn't do no tours outside of Texas. You know the way there. So it's one of them, like, as much as we talk about Birmingham scene, London scene, this, that, as a music artist, you want your music to reach everybody. You know what I mean? It's everybody. I think when we're talking about the location thing, it's a case of where's home, like where do you fall?
People just want to put it somewhere where it's gonna slap in it. You just want to put it somewhere where it's gonna get the views.
That's it.
And whichever way it is like that, and it just happens that how it's running now, that there's like couple channels where you can pay your pieces and you can make your thing bang, innit?
Of course.
So it's the new record label now, innit? Do you know what I mean? You can just put the thing in there like that and there's nothing wrong with it, cause it's just made it like,
makes it bang.
It's made it accessible.
I don't think it makes it bang anymore though. I think like people just paying the money and putting it on these platforms. I used to think it did, but I
depends on what package you're buying it.
The bronze, gold and silver. Now think about this way. Say it's an artist and I've got an Instagram page and I get 250 views every time I post a video. But if I pay my money and put it on Link Up TV or Grind or whichever one of them social media platforms, there's millions of subscribers who are potentially going to watch it. Let's say there's 1 million subscribers on a channel. Let's say half of those even take notice of their notifications. Let's say half of those actually watch the videos and listen. So already we're down to 250,000. Let's say half of those actually listen and actually want to know what this artist is about. That's 125,000. Let's say half of those actually think, oh, let me go see what that music artist has got. You know what I mean? You're getting
it's more of a bigger.
It's true. No, it makes
sense.
It makes sense. But now, if you scroll through them, the views aren't as high as what people think.
No, wait.
Do you know
You're
what
saying
I mean?
not as high as what people think, but let's say again, I'm a 250 view artist. Even if the views are 1,000, that's 1,000 more than my 250. I hear what you're saying.
I don't think the views are worth all that for 1,000 views or 2,000 views.
You never know.
Because all you really, this is the thing. People put something out and they'll just put it out and they'll just leave it to surface. Unless you're sending it round to bare people, don't be like to me, oh, I only got 250 views, so I'm just going to put it on this platform. No, post it and send it to bag of people. Even if you look like, just how many artists, they're in my DMs. I probably get about 50 DMs a day from different artists. And do you know what? Even if I don't want to listen to the song, I'll just at least open it up and just let them get their view, because that's what they're sending it to me. Do you know what I mean? And
but even still, like I said, even putting it on the Link Up TV, even if they gain 10 followers from that, nowadays to go viral, all you need is that one share
you know
your
what?
name. It's
No,
imagine,
no,
it's
no,
hard
no,
to believe.
No,
if
no,
you
I
get
know
that.
it's mad. No, I know it's mad, but I think music is that expensive, and people rush to spend their money on that rather than actually invest it back into their craft and the quality of their music. Do you understand what I mean? Or like studio sessions, and people will make one song, they'll put it on, and be like, oh, it's gonna blow, and then. Where's the second single? Ain't got money to make it. Well, you shouldn't have put it on Link Up, and you should have made a banging second single ready. Do you know what I mean?
Or even still.
And this is why you have people that blow, they blow, and they get picked up, they do a performance, and then labels, okay, you get signed. Where's the EP? They've had to make an EP in a week. It's a shit EP. So then everyone's like, oh, they're a rubbish artist, they're a rubbish artist.
But that comes down to them. Even if they can create a platform where even people disrespect them, yo, that's a platform. Like, look at H. How much memes are going around taking a mick out of my...
Do you know what? H has been consistent.
I'm not talking about his music. I'm not talking about his music. I'm talking about people taking the mick out of him alone.
Yeah.
How
But
much?
it's not,
You know what I mean?
it's music though. It's not about his music though.
Huh?
It's not about his music though. It's different. It's just about his look. Like, that's
okay, do you remember OG Nikki?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, she basically buried herself, but at the same time, they might.
You know the whole career. Everybody knows it. Like, if
You
you
know
know
what
the
I mean?
tune, like, you're gonna listen to it.
You're gonna listen, like, she hasn't. I haven't heard nothing from her in the longest. If I saw OG Nikki, oh, that's that whole. You know what I mean?
You know it's down to though.
You know, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm saying, yo, is she doing another vocal porn? Yo, I see it. You know what I mean? But like I said, end of the day, whatever revenue.
I get that, but now, as how she's kind of stagnant now, like she's done that and that's it.
But
if you look at people that are massive and consistent, so if you look at like our Krypton Conans, our Jay Hushes, they're people that will become legends because they're consistent, they have things coming out. If you're just going to make one banger and leave it at that and have bare hype around you for one thing, then you're done. You're done and dusted.
Michael Dapper.
But
one bang.
Okay, but no, yeah,
one bang. Has he done any bangers since?
But he's released music, but no one cares about it.
No, because he's only got the one banger, which is basically the artist that you're saying.
No, because if he releases,
it's a mad conversation because it's like even a real person. Like all it is, like it's that internet thing again. You know,
that's it. And
it's this internet thing. Like the conversation what you're having is mad because it's literally like unless you're doing something to call attention in some kind of way, is like that. You're just not in that race anyway, innit? So you might as well just do your thing. Until whatever time you get your attention and people might come around and whichever way it is like that. But it's a mad time, bro. It's a mad time, bro, for musicians.
Like, you see, you two as Birmingham artists now. In a year and a half, you've been doing your thing and your lengthy career. How do you feel the support has been from Birmingham itself? I know we kind of touched on it, but we didn't touch directly on it. How do you feel the support has been in Birmingham itself?
Feedback-wise, as I said, good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Culturally, people support it massively. I'd say monetizing it in the demographic of Birmingham is hard to keep it real in the sense of like, people are doing it more now over the last couple of years. People doing headline shows and putting out crowds and getting people out to do stuff like that. But I think as an artist in 2019, you know, the majority of your income's going to come from shows and touring and stuff like that. Like,
I don't think a lot of people have got that concept. Like, you see when you guys did the pull-up tour, all I could do was clap. I'm like, yo, this is what needs to be done, because you guys have been doing your thing for years, and hearing your music, and again, I've known enough of you guys for years, but seeing that you're doing a tour, I'm saying I have to go to at least one of them.
I'm just working with what I know. I think there's younger artists than me that know how to monetize the internet better than me because of the generation what they grew up in. But I'm kind of like, I'm like a young oldie man, you know me. And
we're in the middle. We're looking at the new generation. We're still part of the old, like, yo, I can't bother with the new generation. Like, my back hurt.
But at the same time, I think a lot of the stuff that we was doing should be implemented today and shown how to be implemented, because it will only make the thing bigger. And if you don't, like, there's so many artists that I've worked with where I just look and I think, how have you not done a headline show yet?
And
how are you not an agency? How can you not have a 30-minute set yet? Like, these things are so important to the way you're gonna monetize your music. 100%. Like, the internet pays in it, like, and I get it, and royalties can pay you and kind of things like that.
But at the same time,
the live show,
that only pays in like
the live show will take you around the world. One thing I can say is, like, I've been blessed to, like, travel in it. Like, for me, that's, even if I haven't been being paid £1 million trillion to do that, like, I've been able to travel around the world and go places that I never would have got opportunity to go to without being able to to put on a proper live show.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
In a place without people even. Can you go into a place without people knowing your name, knowing where you're coming from, and still entertain them?
Yeah.
And catch them in 30 minutes and be able to. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not based off that one hit song. You got everyone's gonna sing the words. Like, can you entertain? Can you rap? Can you DJ?
And again, that comes from charisma as well.
Stagecraft. It comes from messing up. It comes from doing it and like a repetitive thing like that. And I think this, without sounding like that oldie, I think it's deep. When I listen to a lot of like the new music that's coming out, like people like rapping over vocals and stuff like that, and them kind of like a DJ, man. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to hold a mic and breath control, and can you do 30 minutes? Can you work with a band? Can you command a band? Do you know what I mean? These are parts of the industry. Can you make the
audience feel like they're in the performances? Trust me, I hear you.
Birmingham's small. When we talk about this Birmingham conversation or even the London conversation, it's small. If you really want to make money in wait till you get to Europe, man. Do you know what I mean? And you're flipping going from different parts of Germany, and you're going this place here, and people don't even speak English, and you got like, that's where the real like money is at, and where the real for like what I see, you know.
And they love
especially if you're gonna compete with America. You know, when we do this rap thing, we always naturally compare against America. But America's huge. Do you know what I mean? You can tour your state and become a millionaire in America, innit? And I think if we're gonna compete with what happens in America, never mind London, we have to look at Europe like the States, almost. And we have to like, you know, the way they like that. So
that's kind of how you guys did. Like, for example, when you did the tour, obviously it's a much smaller scale, but the fact that you did the cities that you did, Leicester, Coventry, these are like the cities that I heard on the tour, the cities that I've not really heard a lot of shows being. So that alone was
it
like
ratchet, it was some hood shit. So that is what we did here. Is we said anyone that buys a ticket to the show is a raffle ticket to win the actual tour van that we bought. The pull-up bus. So we spent the money.
No, that I would have bought a ticket.
And the bus. But literally, the idea of that was, it's kind of like, I get it, and it, like, no, like even when I did this other festival, it's hard. Like even me myself now, like if I'm gonna spend £20 on a show ticket, unless it's from O2 where I know I can get my money refunded if something goes wrong, or if it's rare, it's hard to spend. It's hard to invest that when
you're not sure.
You're not sure in it.
Yeah,
that's a draw on a Chinese on a Saturday. If it goes wrong, then you've already spent 3 weeks prior. You know, which is a mad thing.
Because as well as you guys being known, they're gonna know. Like they probably even have to know one of the artists. They're not sure about the rest, but it might. I didn't go to every city, but how did every city do?
It was full of real people.
Yeah,
that's what was amazing. Like big up to Bite Life as well. Like the way we did it was with Bite Life, and we literally went to everyone's city, brought all the quads out, ripped up his city for a night with them and them, tried to shoot little footage and videos or whatever it is like that. But we just tried to just bring the vibes to each ends. And
are you gonna be doing another one?
Yeah, I got plans still. There's plans to do something else in the new year, but I want to build that platform. I want to be able to be like just getting local artists. I want to do a new roster of people again, while progressing the people that was there. But I wanted to just be something that.
I know. Artists. Name Summerlin.
Summerlin, yeah, no, that's how I think. That's how I think, bro. You get me? Now, real like, there's artists that want to do that kind of thing, but the main thing is like, it sounds mad. Like, you gotta sell tickets.
Yeah.
I think this is the deepest thing. We're so hard working in like the internet now. There's so many artists can be big, you know, and have the biggest numbers, and then you put them on a show, and you go into the show, and unless you're like got that grind, that old school grind, that you're gonna go into the streets, book people, link people, go into the yard food shop, go link them on the ends, go give people like that, like you're doing any kind of hustle. You won't sell the tickets.
I think diversity plays a big part as well. You know what I mean? If you make it like as much music as it is, I know people now, they draw to personality as well. You know what I mean? So if you're more diverse with the promoting, think of the Kardashians. None of them are an artist in any way. Yet they're the most popular family.
If they dropped a mixtape, it would be more said after
that. You know what I mean? Everyone will buy it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I heard someone I know, not me, when Kim Kardashian come out with a tune, you know what I mean? They actually took the time and thought, let me just hear it and see what it says. You know what I mean? Just like.
I'd pre. I want to see what I'm going to get.
Okay, it was me still. It was me. But just because it was Kim Kardashian, I'm like, she don't do nothing. She says no relevance. The best thing she ever did was the porn. You know what I mean? Literally. And I think, okay, when she come out with the tune, just because she was known worldwide, it made me think, let me just see what, you know what I mean? Chances are it's going to be shit.
Ray J had the bad tune though. I hit it first, then for that one.
Look, when I
had the bag there, you know.
I couldn't rate him for that. I was listening to that. I'm like, Ray J, you sound bitter.
People don't realise you use your social media as if you've got like a producer planning it out, as if it's like a TV show. Because reality TV isn't reality TV.
Of course.
It's crafted, it's put together.
It's not real.
It's not real. It's
But
not
I
real.
think if your life's real though,
do you know what I mean?
this is what I come down and I really thought. I said this. I was talking to a bench in the same conversation again, and I kind of come to the conclusion: if your life's real on a certain level,
Yeah.
you can't live it on social media because
Yeah,
it wouldn't last long.
Yeah.
Like if I was to live my life on social media, like everything that I find fun wouldn't last long, you know.
Yeah.
Trust me, because it's
when you're going through shit, you're even picking up your phone like.
you can't live your life on social.
I ain't even answering my phone to people, let alone been posting stuff up.
Come on, bro.
As the team probably know.
Come on, bro. All these look at I think the biggest example is my man 6ix9ine. You get me?
Yeah.
That was the biggest of someone really thinking that you can live that, and they're like it's detrimental. You're gonna go like it's the internet, bro.
Trust me.
You know what I mean?
Once the internet gets a hold of you. Don't get me wrong, it can work good and bad. You just have to know how to make it work great. You know what I mean? Whether it goes good or bad, if you're smart enough, again, like the Kardashians' mom.
Yeah, you just have to be smart. Like, for example, are you aware of Gambini? R&B artist, yeah.
My G.
See the video?
Big up Gambini.
Childish Gambino.
No,
Gambini,
someone else.
R&B
Gambini
singer
from
from Birmingham.
Romford.
Listen, he can sing, so he's sick, right? But the video went round of him crying, begging after a girl.
Have you seen this video?
Right, okay, the maddest video ever of him like, and he was bawling after a girl, and then straight away I was like, why didn't he drop the tune? Because it was everywhere, every UK gossip page.
Listen, my comment went viral on his viral thing.
Mate, it
the
went
moment I watched
everywhere.
it, the first thing I said was, "Did you edit this yourself, bro?" Like, this is changing me like that. And if I went,
honestly,
no, but he's a genius.
Yeah,
like,
he's a genius. But the thing is, he dropped the song like 4 days later, and I was thinking, no, do you know what? Everyone's going onto your page right now. You should have dropped that song straight away. Because it was clearly ready. It was ready. Do you know?
Gambini is a bad man. Big up Gambini, man. Like the story is just like he's messing his gal around, and his gal's broke up with him, and he's got on the thing now yet, and he's like balling at the thing.
Right, let me find.
Right,
I've got it.
But then what seals it? He goes.
But this is it.
Start screaming like that.
So like he's got 16,000 followers, but that video is like on 120 something thousand followers.
Where's he from?
Birmingham. Yeah. But he can sing, boy. He can sing. But if he just dropped the song like that day, because it was everywhere, like every city, everyone was watching this video.
Alright,
it's mad.
Before we draw into the end of the interview, last question is: who do you think Birmingham celebrate their artists well, and who do you think the most celebrated artists in Birmingham are? Not that it's a competition or anything. You know.
I think there's.
Everyone give one artist if anything. I said right now, the person that's being celebrated the most at the minute is probably JK. That's from my opinion because I hear.
I don't understand the question. What did you ask you? That's the question again.
Just who's the most celebrated artist in Birmingham?
Yeah, consistent artists in Birmingham. Who are they? And celebrate who is doing good. Who we celebrate that's doing good.
You got Gambini, you know, guys. Yeah, and Gambini is actually hard.
Nah, he sounds like Chris songs.
There's bare bad artists
here.
Yeah. There's absolutely this is my testament here. There's enough bad artists in Birmingham. Big up all of them. Go down to the wall. Go down to Sucky 10 on Meriden Street. Check out some bad artists over there. Anytime you see any events going on with any local artists, check them all out because there's absolutely enough of them. They're all different kinds. There's different strokes. There's different people doing different things. And let's just you know what I mean. I don't think there's anyone specifically who I'd like to shout out right now. But I'd just like to. Big up this thing here, innit? This is vibes here, innit? Big up me in Sutherland. You get me there, you know what I mean? Just big up shit like this, you get me? Yeah, but yeah, man, just big up the industry as a whole. The scene's done cook already and ready to go out there, but just big up the people them that are just moving this thing and just making it into actually a business and somewhere where we can eat and feed our picnic them from, you get me, and them thing there, you get me?
After hearing that, do you even want to say no?
Nah, you
what he said. Yo, it's a massive pleasure.
Yeah.
You guys, man. You know what I mean?
Yes,
that's
right.
Yeah, from a distance, from a distance.
It's a blue team,
0-0. Yeah.
Do you want to shout out like your social media and that? If anyone want to check out what you're up to at the moment.
Yeah, boom. Can check me out on all social sites at Sutherland. That's at Sutherland. SUVERLEEN.
Yeah, man. Same thing, article at article RTKAL. Follow the embassy at the.mbc. Come and check us out on Digbeth High Street as well. We've got an art gallery exhibition that we're running at the moment that'll be up for the next couple of weeks. Check out the music. Don't know, big up.
Big up my mother for having me because
Yo, R.I.P. Louis Rankin, you get me? Checking out.
But yeah, again, massive pleasure.
No, bro, thank you for having us.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys. And make sure you follow Tootbox Media and like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.